Brittani, what are some things that you've seen that could be improved for public relations student projects?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Yes, so I've seen lots of projects. Our students are so creative and they create some awesome works. But I've also seen some great ways that you guys could improve your projects and just make even more credit available to you when we're grading your projects. Some major things that I saw that we really could see more of and you could get more credit on. First of all, your phases and your timelines. So in your assignment number 1, you want to discuss these phases in depth. Let us know, hey, this is going to be part 1. I'm going to put in these parts of my plan. It's going to include these social medias or this tactic, and then move on and give us another outline of phase 2, phase 3, however many you want to put in there. This is a great way to get points, and it's just something we're looking for clarity in your project. Second thing I really saw was the use of theories. Even putting one theory, even talking about one part of what you're learning in this class. So just tie theory in some way, no matter how it needs to be pulled in. And then lastly, primary and secondary research just needs to be talked about. If you mention this, we're able to give you credit for it. So just make sure you have that somewhere in the outline. First of all, original work. Make sure that when you're creating things, they are your original works. For example, social media posts, they need to be drastically different from any imagery you're finding online. If not, you won't be able to get credit for that original work. So make sure you're creating something. You could even add a background to it, add some stickers on top, make it an original work. Second, the missing of splicing in your videos. Splicing is just putting in some other element, showing some of your plan during your video. So just popping up an image on the screen. Maybe you're using Adobe where you can record and actually share your screen or half your screen. So make sure you're putting in that splicing element. You're just going to get credit for it if you do it. So definitely do that. Where are we at? Purpose of the plan. Make sure when you're focusing on your plan that your plan is focused on being a PR firm. So whenever you're making decisions or talking about things, think about it from the perspective of, I'm a PR firm. I'm the person who's creating this plan for an organization. That's how you want to discuss things. That's how you want to share things. That's the perspective you want to take. That will really help guide you through this plan and make you successful. So there are just a couple of things that will really benefit your plans, benefit your assignments, and get you even more grades in the future.
Alignment. Can you describe the importance of alignment between objectives and what we see in the plan and what we see in the portfolio?
Alignment, and you mean like how things are kind of staying the same with each other, right?
Yeah, internal consistency. I know that's something that students sometimes struggle with.
Yes, yeah. So making sure when you're going from the different parts in your assignments, you want to make sure that all of your information is kind of staying on topic, is how I would kind of infer that. And so make sure that whatever you're saying in the beginning of your plan is also coming through towards the end of your plan. The objective section is talking about what you're trying to do in this plan. You're outlining all these major things, and then you're explaining those further in your strategies and tactics. So make sure that you're touching base on all these things that you want to talk about, but keeping them concise because there is that 100-word requirement, and then just letting all of that loose, all that awesome information and ideas flow at the end of your plan.
As you're looking at the portfolio, the presentations, beyond splicing, are there any other elements that students should focus on as they're looking for elements to include in that final pitch video?
Ooh, that's a great question. The pitch videos, once again, making sure you're talking from the idea of being a PR firm can really benefit a lot of these videos. Some of the videos were a little bit focused on taking a different perspective, as if you were the organization, as if you were trying to talk about the plans you're going to put into your organization, which is a great idea. We hope that they will select this plan. But from your perspective, you're talking as if you are the person creating this plan. You're the liaison. So you want to let this organization know, hey, I've created this idea for you in this small pitch video that's about 3 minutes long. So definitely make sure your perspective is correct on that video. We also love to see theory included in that video, and it just supports your plan even more. So make sure you're including those elements and that you're talking about those things, even if just for a quick second at the end, you say we have this theory that comes into play here. We're using these types of strategies and tactics. It can be a great addition for your video.
Can you speak a little bit about the importance of research from both the marketplace solution side and the client side, the nonprofit client side, and the audience side?
Yes, yeah, research, it really comes to play in the beginning of your work here, because that's completely what you're going off of as you're creating these plans, is what you can find on your organization. Definitely make sure you're looking to see their strengths, their weaknesses. What is this organization getting right? What are they not getting right? Who are they impacting? Who is their target audience? Who are they reaching? Because this is going to open up your knowledge of how you share what plans are needed to reach your target audience. For this assignment, you're mostly targeting college students. You're going to be going towards UTSA students as well as broad college students in the area. And so knowing that your plan or your organization does reach those audiences or does not reach them is a great benefit of how you can construct more ideas. So definitely take time to look into your organization. What's their mission? What are they trying to do? How does that connect to college students? Beyond that, what's their audience? What does their audience do? Why is their audience interested in this? How could you pull more people who are college age into being interested in this organization and wanting to share their time? So take that time on your end to really look into your organization, read reviews about your organization, get a really good idea and understanding of what your organization does. And that's just going to propel you through this assignment so much quicker.
Sometimes the emphasis is on donors and donations and money, and sometimes the emphasis is on volunteers, and sometimes it's about branding. Do you have any advice for these kinds of goals? I know that they should pick just one, but do you have any advice for someone who's focused on donations versus someone who's focused on branding and awareness, or someone who's focused on volunteers?
Definitely. I would definitely say, first of all, set what your focus is going to be on at the beginning of your plan. Understand what you want to be directing all your attention to, so that comes through in the entirety of your plan. You don't want in the beginning of your plan to be about reaching volunteers, and by the end of your plan be discussing, actually, we're going to go for donations, and this is going to be the tactic that we use, and we're going to look at how much we've gained in donations, and that's how we're going to evaluate this. So know from the beginning what you're focusing on getting, and then tailor your plan to that. So if you're trying to reach volunteers, you want to have a bunch of outreach events on college campuses. You want to partner with local organizations that are close to your college campus, that are easily accessible by students, that are, maybe you're doing fundraising at a Whataburger, or that's a possible, partnership that you want to talk about. That would be a great idea because there's one close to UTSA's campus, so it'd be a good resource for students, but make sure that's what you're tailoring it to. If you're looking at getting donations and your target audience is, students, then maybe you want to include some other resources that could be a benefit to them if they did donate. Maybe there's extra credit for a class, maybe you're partnering with organizations and giving out a free t-shirt. Maybe there's different, gifts that you can give back to them, resources that they can receive that would make them more interested in participating in that way. So just know and write it down. This is my plan. This is my organization. This is the people that I'm trying to reach. How am I going to get to them wanting this, wanting more volunteers, wanting more donations, wanting more whatever it is that you're going to make your goal, and then use that as you're working through your plan.
That's great. And you were getting into some strategies and tactics examples there, and even some promotional examples. Can you talk a little bit more to some of the most interesting ideas that you've seen on the strategies, tactics, and promotion side of the plan and in the portfolio?
Yes. So be as creative as you possibly would want to be with this plan. We love to see ideas. These are the ideas that people are pitching in real work situations, in real work scenarios, in which are getting chosen to become part of real life plans. So be creative, share your ideas, suggest things that you think would be cool. One of the coolest ones I saw was actually They went with kind of a Eras Tour vibe. So Taylor Swift, all the Swifties out there know what I'm talking about. They basically made their campaign as if it was going to follow a tour, schedule. And they created different stops. So there was I believe it was a Blood Work Foundation, the organization. So they had, your first stop, you give blood, you receive a t-shirt. Next stop, you go by this table that they're hosting and you talk about your experience giving blood. And that was kind of the second stop on the tour, and you got a water bottle. The third stop, you give a donation. You get, a bracelet or some type of other gift. It was a super creative idea, but it was a great way to kind of strategize their plan and how they were going to conduct their plan. So just have a broad understanding that this is as creative as you want it to be. This is as fun and interesting as you want it to be. Partner with people that your target audience would enjoy. Some of these concert partnerships that we had that were discussed were really cool. Some of these eateries were really cool too, like the new hippest place in San Antonio to eat, or a food truck partnership, or even a coffee shop partnership where you had just a special kind of fun, cool vibe night where students could come out and study, and then they could, get some merch or something and just come and support, learn about volunteering. So be as open with it as you want.
And I like how you talked about the integration of the promotional idea with phasing. Can you speak a little bit more to that and how that might look in both the plan and the portfolio?
Again, the phasing is super duper important. We want to just see how your plan is going to look. And a lot of people tried to put in phasing in a lot of the plans that I saw, which was great. But make sure that you're specifically stating what plans are going to be happening, and in what time periods they're going to be happening. If you could include, hey, in January, we plan to have this roll out. In February, this will roll out by the middle of the summer. June, July, this is going to happen next. Because the more specific you are, the more that we can give you credit, and the more we can direct you and guide you. So definitely make sure you're incorporating those specifics into your plan. And the way that kind of comes out in your portfolio too is it streamlines the process for you. When you've laid out an assignment 1, which is kind of just the beginning of your plan, all the layouts of what you're going to do as a PR firm, what you want to enact. The portfolio is more so putting in elements that are going to be created. So you're putting in social media posts, you have a magazine blurb, all these other things are being creative, a lot more creation taking place there. When you have those phasing, when you know and understand what your plan is supposed to take on, it can drive what kind of blurb you're putting in. It can drive what kind of social media posts you're creating. And the videos, a lot of the videos that I saw that scored very, very high focused on the outline of their phases. So they were able to come into the video and say, hey, I'm the liaison for this organization. This is our idea as a PR firm. This is why we want to do this, and this is what it'll look like. And then they would say, here's a post that we would put up in January. Here's a post for March. Here's a post for April. And then our plan is just going to blah, 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 blah. And it's going to be great and amazing. And here's some theory. Thank you so much. And those videos were amazing. They were easy to follow, and they were easily really high pointer videos. So.
And that's the kind of thing that we can take to an employment interview or even a client as a PR agent or PR professional, in that this is a clear example of strategic thinking and execution. What makes a project stand out?
Seeing effort in your project really makes you a standout project. It is crazy to see how much work and effort can make your project look amazing. Even if it's missing elements, or even if you have touched on those basic elements and you're kind of just knocking it out of the ballpark, check this is done, check this is done. If you have actually taken the time to really try to be creative with your elements, especially in your portfolio, if you're actually taking the time to try to be creative, we see that. We see your effort, and you do get points for effort in this class, which is super cool. We are looking to see that you have taken the time to try to create something. And we love to see that. We love to continue to encourage that creativity. So definitely put the effort, put a little bit of time into your project. That goes a long way. And that's something that will set your project aside from anybody else. The videos, I saw some really creative videos, which is also super fun. The way people were displaying their plans and talking about their plans, if you put some effort into your video as well, that goes a long way in what we're seeing and in the results that you're going to get from it. So just take the time to try to make your presentation something that you're proud of, that you had fun with. Even you don't have to feel like this is work. This is a cool opportunity to take on a different perspective. So definitely enjoy it. And we'll love getting to see that and grade that.
Instead of just doing an image, doing a video or a reel or a short or whatever you want to call it, instead of just the image, right? Because that really can help set your portfolio apart whenever other candidates are interviewing for the same job, right? The pitch video. I like how you mentioned the importance of the pitch video in setting people apart. Because if you are able to show portfolio pieces in the video that are creative, that's going to be more memorable, isn't it?
Definitely. You're going to catch a lot more attention with a plan that just kind of sets you apart too, like Ryan is speaking to. If you were an actual organization pitching this idea, you're competing with other people who are pitching ideas. And you want to have the strengths in your video come through, especially in that pitch video. It is a short video for a reason. You know, you're hitting right at that 3-minute mark. A little bit of leeway, probably 5 to 10 seconds either way. But you want to make sure that it's right on the dot, because these people you're pitching to, they're only going to give you that much time. So make it memorable and have fun with it to enjoy your presentation. Speak excitedly about your plan. That really catches people's attention.
And focus on how and why, because those are the things that help move the client forward so that they can trust you to represent their best interests, right? The how does the campaign work and why will it work proves that you're the right partner for them, right? And any other client perspectives you might want to share?
I mean, definitely be as creative as you want. I can't push this enough because it really benefited people in the plans that I was seeing and that I was grading. It just looks amazing when you've really taken the time to have these ideas and to work these ideas out. Also, just remember that your target audience is UTSA students when you're creating this plan. When you're telling this organization, hey, I have this plan that you would love, that would be amazing, that you would really enjoy, and I'm going to get you every single college student out there to want to volunteer for your organization. That's a strong, hard hitter. That's something that will catch their attention. And that's really a plan that you can create and cultivate with as much creativity as you want. Because now you've said, hey, I'm going to create something for you that you're really going to enjoy, that's really going to benefit you. And we're going to grab this target audience and include them on your journey moving forward. So be encouraged to take on kind of this hard-hitting perspective and to like really want to create something good for whoever this organization is that you're helping, bring in these volunteers.
Brittani, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your perspectives. We appreciate you.
Of course. It's been a fun time meeting with you, Ryan. Thank you for having me.